If you think we've had a housing crisis for the past 20 years, you just wait 2 more years and it will be 10 times worse. You see, the government and the news, what they want you to think is that this housing crisis was created overnight or because of Donald Trump, tariffs, or interest rates alone. No, it wasn't created overnight. It was created because of what we have been doing for the past 20 years, that it will now take another 20 years to get fixed. So how do we get here? Let's understand how we got here and how we're going to be able to fix affordability, if that's even gonna happen. Because right now, looking at the numbers, it will never happen. We have been growing by population by 1% every year. You can look up at the reports. Since 1960, Canada needs to grow in population by 1%. So what this means is, let's say for example, today Canada's population is 40 million people. It needs to grow by 1%, which that's 400,000 people. And it's been growing since 1960 by 1% on average year over year. Yes, sometimes it grew by 0.6%, 0.9%, 1.5%. But what happened was that we kept growing, but our housing supply changed in 2006 because of the Places to Grow Act. In 2006, the law said we cannot build out, we have to build up. And in that change, we started building pre-construction, which pre-construction condos took 5 to 7 years to build. Prior to that, we were building low-rise, multiplexes, and mid-rise, which took 1 to 2 years to build. Because Canada needs to grow by 1% in population growth, and the type of housing that we are building changed from 1 year to 7 years, and Canadians' income have been increasing at the same pace as inflation, but our home prices, because of housing supply and housing demand, has been skyrocketing, that now in order for Canadians to afford is 10 times their income that they cannot afford. So what does that mean? Well, the government comes out saying, well, we gotta build more homes, and now we have a plan to build 1.5 million homes in Ontario for the next 10 years. And like I mentioned on my seminars, that's like saying that chickens will grow teeth in the next 10 years. That'll never happen, because historically, we have never built that many homes in Ontario. For the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, Ontario has only been delivering 85,000 homes. And now they want to build 175,000 homes. In order for us to achieve affordability, and affordability can only be achieved if home prices come down and Canadians' income go up, which the gap is 10 times. It will take 10, 15, 20 years to achieve it. Not only it will take 20 years to achieve it, but looking at the data, looking at the stats, looking at construction starts, which now the new law is that we're not building condos, we're building rentals, and now we're bringing the missing middle. Even with all the applications of investors converting detached homes to multiplex, it's still not enough, because we're not going to be building 70,000 homes that we need in the GTA. So affordability will never be achieved in Canada. Instead, what the government is coming out is affordability, affordability, affordability. That's the plan, converting condos to rentals, which means the only way Canadians can afford is by becoming renters. So what that means in translation for everybody that's watching this video is that Canada is saying, we know Canadians can afford, and because they can't afford homes, instead of building homes for them to buy and own, we're now going to be creating rentals for them to become renters so they can afford it. So that's why affordability will never be achieved, because everything's becoming rentals. So we will never achieve affordability. And this is not a bad thing to say. It's been happening to so many cities and countries around the world. Let's look at New York, for example, our neighbor. 65% of New Yorkers are renters and 35% are homeowners. Here in the GTA, it's the opposite. But for the next 10, 20 years, that's going to change, where we will have less homeownership and more renters. That's why when the government comes out with affordability, also known as more renters. You might be thinking, Bridget, I want to be a homeowner. What can I do? Get into the market today, because you just learned that it will be harder and harder for you to own a home in the next 5, 10 years, because we're not building them anymore for you to buy and own. Right now is the perfect time. Home prices have come down, interest rates have come down, government programs, incentives and promotions from developers, and it's a buyer's market where you're in the driver's seat. And if you own your home and have savings and thinking of becoming an investor, right now is the right time, because you just learned that the government is converting all the condos into rentals because rentals will be in demand. To learn the truth about the real estate market and the future, subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch our videos, and attend our seminars.